and welcome to The Sip, the ultimate show for those who like good food, great wine, and delicious cocktails.
Today we have a very special guest. We have Chef Alexandra from Events by Alexandra. So if you've tried any of her food ever, you know that she's going to be making something so special for us today. And since it's New Year's, we're popping some bottles. I'm sipping on the Bouvet Rosé.
As am I.
And next, we're gonna pop open the Bouvet Brut, right?
I can't
Sound
wait.
like a plan?
It sounds like a plan. It's hard to believe it's almost 2022, isn't it?
I know, where did the time go?
Jeez, like the year just started in January and then December, all over again.
No, it still feels like 2019 to me.
Well, I guess we could thank the pandemic for that.
Any resolutions?
My main resolution is to make some resolutions. I really can't say. I never really think about it in advance. You know, it's one of those things that December 31st, I'll sit down and get a nice fresh notebook out and be like, these are the 10 things I'm going to do, and then do none of them.
I was gonna say, do you keep any of said resolutions?
The only resolution I keep is to keep trying to make resolutions every New Year's.
Okay, well, got it. Anyway, after this, we're gonna head into the kitchen with Nakia Wells, who's our Spill It feature guest of the day, and she's gonna be creating 3 mule cocktails. You like mules?
I do. I mean, I'm not much of a vodka person, so hopefully there's some interesting,
Well, if we know Nakia, she's gonna be doing some jazzy effects, and I can't wait to try it.
something colorful, no doubt.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gabriella and Nick. My name is Nakia, and today I will be making 3 variations of the classic mule that'll be perfect for holiday entertaining this year.
A Moscow Mule is a cocktail usually made with vodka, spicy ginger beer, and lime juice, garnished with a slice or wedge of lime. Despite its name, the drink was reportedly created in Manhattan. According to the New York Times, the Moscow Mule was invented in 1941 at New York's Chatham Hotel. John, Jack Morgan, wanted to push his ginger beer, and John Martin wanted to sell more vodka. So, after a few drinks, the two decided to team up. Moscow was chosen because of the vodka's Russian roots, and Mule because the ginger beer gave the drink some kick. Today, I'm going to show you how you can create your own unique mules at home with Nemiroff vodka, Barge ginger beer, and some fresh fruit and herbs. For the classic mule, fill your mule mug with ice. Add 2 ounces of Nemiroff vodka, a half of a lime, and a half a cup of Barge ginger beer. You can stop here, but adding some berries and fresh mint can make this classic mule taste even more special. Since it's the holidays, we can also make a holiday mule. For this one, I will use equal parts wild cranberry and bold orange Nemiroff vodka, along with Barge ginger beer and lime. I'll then garnish with a stick of cinnamon and cranberries, and that's it. Lastly, we have a honey pear mule. Again, equal parts burning pear and honey peppered Nemiroff vodka. Add our Barge ginger beer and lime, and garnish with fresh pear.
And there you have it, 3 mule recipes that are perfect for bringing in 2022 with a bang.
Hi, I'm Chris with a Swirl and Learn, brought to you by co-brand Caribbean Wines and Spirits and filmed at the historic Great Cliff Hotel. Did you know wine and cheese tasting are offered daily here at Great Cliff? The wine stewards, they pair wine and cheese from all around the world for your enjoyment. Our first featured wine today is the Bouvet Latter Bay Brut Sparkling Wine. This Brut Sparkling Wine is pale in straw color with fine pinpoint bubbles, and it offers toast and fruit on the nose along with crisp citrus notes. The well-balanced acidity culminates in an elegant, persistent finish. The Bouvet Latter Bay Brut Sparkling Wine can be enjoyed with a wide range of seafood, white meat, and dishes prepared with creamy sauces. Cheers!
Once I had a gal, she called me Bill. Left me in the cold and pouring rain. So I decided to put her down. I took a trip to Point. my nature rise, my Lord. Then I look into her big brown eyes. I said, oh, my Ida.
Thank you, Nick and Gabby, for having me here today. I'm very excited to be here. Today we will be cooking salmon in champagne sauce, but with a little twist. I've added a dish that is really a dish on its own, but that we're combining today to enjoy it with that champagne sauce of pasta with mushrooms and a little bit of prosciutto. This particular champagne loves pork and loves fish such as salmon. They blend very well and they pair very well. So we will be using that, and then we will be going into assembling a cheese board that is also a little twisted in that it will have pork on it. Again, one of the common pairings with this particular champagne, and smoked salmon we'll be using for that. I chose this meal because I love salmon, and a lot of people are eating healthier and they also love salmon. I get a lot of phone calls from men who say to me, Alexandra, I want to cook something for my sweetie. What do I cook? And I always tell men, don't feed your woman too much, because if you feed her too much, she won't be interested in anything else. And salmon is one of those perfect things that you can feed someone to make them feel special, especially in the holiday time, which is what we're working towards, and make them feel like they've gotten a dish that is extraordinary, even though it's so simple. And any man out there that wants to cook this for his wife or his woman will be able to do it, because that's how easy it is. And I really wanted to show that it doesn't need to be a complicated dish. The cheese board is likewise. We spend a lot of time rushing around, and in the holiday it seems to be excessive. And so I've tried to put together something that pairs well with this champagne and is easy for you when you're hosting. No one wants to spend 20 hours in the kitchen unless you're Alexandra. So this dish, the first dish, the salmon with the champagne sauce, is made with some very simple ingredients. I have some drawn butter here, which is butter that has been melted down to the point where it's released all its water, and it has all the little bits have become beautifully caramelized, and it has a smell in it, and that's what everyone in the studio is smelling, that just smells so delicious. And that's what our salmon, which has been seasoned very simply in olive oil, black pepper, and salt, will be seared in. So our butter will be very hot. We'll sear it so we get a really nice crust on it. In the meantime, we're going to be frying some shallots, some chopped shallots in that sauce, in the same butter, sorry. And mixed in with that will be a little bit of mushrooms, a little bit of green onion, because I do love that flavor that goes with it, and a tiny bit of dill, because we wanted to have some sort of freshness to that. Like I told you earlier, we're going to be adding the mushrooms. That you do not have to do that. You do not have to add that for the authenticity of this dish if you don't want to. So once they are really cooking nicely and smelling, but not brown yet, you don't want them to go brown, you just want them to cook and for the shallots to go clear, then you will add your champagne. Once that starts bubbling, we will add heavy cream. Before you get crazy about the heavy cream is one of those beautiful things that matches the leanness of fish, especially when you're searing it like that. It just gives it that lovely velvety feel on your mouth and that richness. But of course, if you really wanted to and you're watching your weight or whatever, you can leave the heavy cream out. I'm not leaving it out because I love it. So that's how you make your salmon, your seared salmon with champagne sauce. But of course, that's not the only thing we want to eat. So we're going to be eating today some asparagus, which pairs beautifully with salmon and with this champagne. Well, most champagnes, because everyone loves asparagus and everyone loves salmon. So we'll be boiling our asparagus because I like that clean taste next to the seared taste of the salmon. And then a little bit of lemon juice will get squeezed on it with a bit of salt and pepper. Nothing more. Like I said, I promised you simple. It's very simple. After we finish that and our cream sauce is bubbling nicely, we will add our pasta to that before we plate up. Now, for convenience, I've gone ahead and I've pre-boiled the pasta, which you can do also, which means you're not scrambling in the kitchen when your lady is waiting there with her champagne in her hand. You can go ahead and toss that in a little bit of butter and add it to the cream sauce. And once you plate up, voila, you have a delicious meal all in itself. The cheeses that will be going on our cheese board today range from very mild to a little bit not so mild, such as the goat cheese. I've chosen a burrata mozzarella, which is delicious and creamy with some beautiful tomatoes and fresh basil. That will pair well with the rosé or the brut champagne. I'm also using very high fat double cream brise and Saint Andre, which I love so much. I can't help. I had to bring it here today to present. Those are two cheeses that are just naturally partners of champagne. From anyone that can tell you that they are just particularly special when you eat them together. Now the flavors of the brut champagne that I'm going to be focusing on for the cheese board is pear and melon, and it has a hint of raspberry and cherry. So unfortunately I couldn't get raspberries, as I was explaining to the team in here earlier, because globally things are slowing down and ingredients are becoming more difficult to find, which means that you have to be flexible. So I'm creating a cheese board that is very flexible. This particular champagne loves fried food, which I love, and I'm known for in my catering business. So I've chosen potato chips as part of a very high-end potato chip, but it's a potato chip nonetheless that will go on our cheese board as well. Not something you usually see. I've also included a seasoned popcorn for the festive season. I hope you enjoy our cheese board and that you can see the benefits of being ever ready in your own home, and also in learning that it's okay to be creative and think outside the box. You don't have to follow any rules. Thank you for having me, Nick and Gabby. Look forward to you tasting this meal with me, and I'll see you after the break.
Yes, no, yes, yes, no. Yes, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, no, no. Yes, yes, no. Yes, 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 no. Yes, 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 no. Yes, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. I need to try it first.
Hi, I'm Chris, and today's Swirl and Learn is about the Bouvet Latabé Excellent Brut Rosé. This Brut Rosé has bright salmon pink color with bubbles and a pleasant mousse. The fresh raspberries, red currant, and peach on the nose is giving structure to the palate with black currant, quince, and earthy notes, and a fine herbal piquancy. The Brut Rosé excellent with grilled fish, chicken, pork, or fresh berries for dessert. Cheers.
Welcome back, and here we are with Chef Alexandra from Events by Alexandra, and we are so excited to try what delicious, yummy goodies she made for us today.
Talk to us. Tell us what you got.
So here we have salmon with champagne sauce. You asked me if it had champagne. Yes, actually has champagne in it. Actually, I cooked it with the rosé because the pink, I just like the pink and the pink. Pink salmon, pink champagne. You could have actually added a little bit of the smoked salmon sauce to that, smoked salmon to it, but anyway, next time. And with it is also, underneath is pasta with mushrooms, and asparagus is the green thing on top that goes so well with salmon.
Oh, excellent. So what made you choose the rosé instead of the brut for the salmon?
Actually, it was the recommendation of the company itself.
Really? Oh,
Yes, they recommend that the rosé go with salmon. I did a lot of research in the middle of the night, so I made my call at that point when I realized that, they actually like that. So I said, let me try it, and I like rosé and cream sauces as well, and this champagne particularly does a nice job.
Excellent. I'm really excited to taste it. What about you, Gabby?
So am I. I'm really happy that you put a little bit of green, because someone told me as long as your plate has a little bit of green, you can eat it all and you'll be guilt-free. So if we can just dive in, like somebody give me a fork, like I'm ready to go.
Let's get straight into it. Exactly.
Do we have?
I do.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank you.
You might need it to shred it apart.
Oh, okay. Nick?
Let's just move the plate a little bit closer if we can.
Okay, no pressure.
No
Ladies
pressure.
first.
Okay. Are we going for salmon, pasta?
Gotta get a little bit of everything.
Okay, one bite. I have like 4 forks in my hand. All right, let's do like everything in one bite. Okay, ready? Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll just take the rest of this.
No, no,
Thank you.
please. No, that's so yummy.
That's excellent. Yeah.
Are you picking up on the champagne at all?
It's there. It's definitely present. The spices on the salmon, it's a perfect pairing.
All right, let me try another
I
bite.
also feel like we should have a glass of rosé while we are eating the salmon.
you pop
I'm
that,
gonna go
I'll
ahead and
work on
open
this.
while you work on the plate.
I definitely need to get in here a little bit more. It's just so yummy. Thank you. In advance, thank you.
Just don't eat it all before we get
I
the
know,
champagne.
I know.
please.
I'll slow down. Oh, whoop!
It's the most beautiful sound in the world. All right, you pour up one for chef.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Not a
And I'm
problem.
putting one of my little.
One for my ever gorgeous
Strawberries.
co-host. Matches your dress, actually.
Thank
Look
you.
at
I planned that.
I figured as much.
So, Alexandra, I see you have some garnishes here. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Of course. I love garnishes, and I love garnishes in drink, and champagne is no exception. The flavors behind this particular rosé are melon and pear.
Okay.
And of course, well, it's supposed to have raspberry as well, but they weren't available on the island. And so I brought strawberries instead. Because it's Christmas and Thanksgiving and any time you want to drink champagne, I've included the cranberry and pomegranate. And of course, my favorite spice of all, goat pepper, which I'm dying for you to try with your... Okay, I won't leave you to do
Okay,
it. I'll let...
well. I did have my eyes on the pomegranate.
Granite.
So let's go light, and then
Okay.
we'll switch to goat pepper.
Thank you.
And then if I need to be carried out, we can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, we're putting the goat pepper in the champagne.
Yes. Champagne. Just,
Oh, this is new.
It's just,
Okay.
it's a very interesting combination. Of course,
I'll join you on the
the
pomegranate.
pomegranate
Gabby.
really
Sorry.
goes well. All of those go well. The spice you may have to learn, but I tried it and I loved it, and I said, let me just try something.
Okay. Cheers. Are we
So
cheersing?
cheers. I chose
Cheers.
Asian pear and a strawberry for mine.
Yeah. Pomegranate is the wave.
And it's cute. Really cute.
It's aesthetically pleasing, but also you get a nice little bit of tartness from the pomegranate.
Yes.
Sets the champagne
You know,
off.
it's a little bit sexy for the holiday season. We want to do things that are not normal and not the same old thing. So it's it's just that little bit of sexiness.
Feels like a celebration in
Feels
a glass,
like a
actually.
celebration in a glass. Amen.
Well, I'm really curious about the goat pepper now. Does everyone want to try
Yeah,
it
with
me?
the brute. Try
Yeah.
with the
Oh,
brute.
we
yeah.
can goat pepper
The
with the
next
brute.
one. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
pop that.
All right, let's get there.
I'll work on this while you do that.
Handle your business.
Boy.
How did you discover the combination of goat pepper and champagne?
Well,
Are you gonna jump every time?
Yes.
the reason that I chose that is because the company that owns this champagne, or used to own the champagne, was actually an Indian man. He was a investor that bought over the company. It's gone back to the family now. And I thought he must have been searching for something that would match the spice of Indian food, which is a question I'm always asked. What can I eat with spicy food? So I thought, well, if he wanted to know that question, and he was very passionate about this champagne, he was so passionate about it that the family didn't mind, working with him, because they could feel his passion, and they knew their product would be good. And so I said, Indian food, we've got to try something. We got to try and find something that goes well, because it's so popular.
All right. Well, I will jump right in because my curiosity is killing me right now.
Did you finish that whole glass?
You might want
Are
to
you
start with a
judging
small
me?
piece.
So I need to. Sorry, I need to speed up.
Gotta go big or go home.
It'll tell you how it tastes. Now it does change the taste a little bit.
The slight effervescence around the pepper is kind of
Yeah.
intimidating, but we'll see what happens.
But
Really?
Whew. Yeah, okay. So
I'm ready.
the bubbles in the champagne definitely activate the pepper. Aren't you in for a treat?
I know, I'm excited. Tingling.
Tingling is correct.
Okay, I'm ready. So you just,
Just take a tiny little piece. You didn't need, yeah.
this one is good.
Yes.
Ah, you weren't kidding about that reaction.
That's right. The reaction is there. I mean, you know champagne better than I do. I just think that we need to, it's a good combo with spicy food.
I agree. I mean, one of my favorite food combinations is spicy wings with champagne.
Yes.
I mean, those things.
So exciting.
It's a perfect marriage. Goat pepper has a unique flavor to it. Eggs, you okay? All right. Goat pepper has a unique flavor to
It's
it,
there.
so it works.
It's there.
Yeah, it's
Definitely. Whoa!
it's not hiding. Yeah, it's not
Wow.
hiding.
I've never actually seen anything.
there.
It really set the goat pepper off right away.
That it does.
Exciting.
For anybody that wants to try this, just start with a smaller piece of goat pepper than this. That would be my key recommendation.
Yummy.
Ooh.
Well, thank you. That was amazing. I see we have something else here
Yes, we have.
that we can dive into.
That's right. So this is a cheese board. Again, these are a lot of things that are recommended by the company itself in terms of pairing with the rosé or the brut. So we have salmon on the board, and the cheeses, my three favorite cheeses from France: Camembert, Brie, and Saint Andre.
Oh, yeah.
And a little bit of goat cheese. Even though goat cheese might be a bit strong for the champagne, it's still on the milder side than, say, a strong blue cheese. And this particular champagne pairs very well with fried food. So your wings, there you go with your wings. I love fried wings, and I'm going to pair them together soon. So I put the potato chips
Perfect.
as a sample of eating something that is fried with your cheese board. I know it's an unusual combination. There's also some burrata mozzarella, which is divine there with the fresh tomatoes and olive oil and basil and prosciutto, because pork is one of the favorite pairings with this champagne as well. And some moon-drop grapes. I love the look. Drizzle with honey. Nuts are a favorite for this. And the popcorn for the season. That's seasoned popcorn sprinkled with Parmesan cheese, which is one of the cheeses on their recommended lists of pairings. So I thought it worked together. The idea was to show you what you could pull out of your cupboard
Yeah.
and do, not just something that you had to buy all the expensive things that usually go with the cheese board. Not saying the cheese isn't expensive. It is. It's worth springing for, but at the same time, you can do it quickly and almost an instant cheese board if you have that sort of stuff available.
So should we go rosé or should we go brut with the cheese
I think you
board?
should go brut, but you know, it's really up to you.
All right, I'm tired of staring at this beautiful cheese board. It is time to jump in. Gabby, what combination are you running with?
Okay, so this is such a beautiful spread, but she did mention fried food, high-fat cheese, pork. So I'm going to mix all of those together in my first bite. You?
I am going with the salmon, the burrata, and some Thai basil just because it just seems like a match made in heaven.
I love how we're so different, so we don't have to share. That
Amen.
works out so perfectly
You
for
stay
me.
on your side of the plate and
It's
stay
like
on
this way,
mine.
you stay over there, I'll stay over here. Okay, a little bit of that.
Oh, the chips are flying
That's a
everywhere.
bit much, but okay. No one's really judging,
Oh,
right?
it's a big piece of salmon. All right, I'm just going to have to put my fingers in here
It's
for a
a
second.
cheese chip, da-da. Anything else I can put on it? It's a pretty big bite, though. All right, I'm going for
I
it.
would try it with a moondrop grape that's coated in honey.
You haven't, oh, I didn't realize this was coated in
That's
honey.
Yeah, so you get the sweet and the
Oh my God.
and the burrata is coated with has a drizzle of olive oil on it.
Oh, God.
You know, I usually do load my cheese boards up with a lot of jams and jellies and things like that, but I wanted this one to be a little cleaner just because that's what we were tasting with the champagne.
Not
Yeah,
gonna
most
take all of
importantly,
this.
the champagne. So we're gonna do a
Yes.
sip and a bite.
That's the way to
Sip
go.
and a bite.
Sip and a bite, a bite and a sip. Sip and a bite, a bite and a sip,
Salmon
bite and a sip,
basil
bite
is
and a
just
bite.
The
like
basil just smells so good.
so good.
All
Okay,
right.
ready?
Sip of the champagne. Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, that's a Thai thing in a bite, isn't it? Add a bit of goat pepper and you got the spice.
Talk to me. Wow.
Okay, that's a big bite.
Well, now we're at my least favorite part of the segment because I have to walk away from this wonderful cheese board, this beautiful salmon with the rosé infused in the sauce. But I have to say a special thanks to Chef Alexandra.
Thank you.
We appreciate, you know,
We had fun today.
indeed we did. There's always fun when champagne is involved. And a special thank you also to Co-Brand Wines for this wonderful Bouvet Brut
Yes.
and this Bouvet Rosé, and to Caribbean Wines and Spirits. If you're interested in any of the wines that you see today, you go to cwsbahamas.com to find them. And I'll pass it on to Gabby to give us a special toast to take us into 2022.
Yeah, let's do one final toast. This adheres to good food, good friends, great wine, and great times. So, see you
Cheers
next
to that.
time here at The Sip.